volleyball or softball. Yeah, pretty much. And my mentor is my family.
High five. Who's next?
My name is Trevon Miller. I'm in the 12th grade. And at that time, going to high school is web-based design or architecture or computer auto design. And my mentor is my family.
Awesome. Next.
My name is Jordan. And went to 9th grade. When I got high school, I playing baseball.
Baseball. Awesome. We over here?
My name is Maisha Miller. I'm going this year. I'm going to the 7th grade. And my plan, I'm going to the University of South Carolina. And I'm doing cardiologist.
Awesome. Who's next?
My name is Haley Thompson. I'm going to 6th grade at the high school. I will attend U.S. College. Then I will go to the and SAT.
That's awesome. All right. So we covered everybody? We got one more? All right. Let's go.
My name is Jada Thomas, and I'm going to the 5th grade. And I also going to the next year.
All right, cool.
And
it's okay, cool. All right, so let's get started to why we are here. I'm going to change my slides up a little bit. Yes.
Which YouTube page is this next?
Monica Lamb.
I'm on your page.
Get it off the Facebook. Off the Facebook page.
On your Facebook page?
Yes. All right, so here we go. All right, again, so I am Mo, and as I stated, we are going to be going live, and let me let the screens change over. All right, cool. So the name of the organization, Juveniles Upholding Morals and Principles of Society. Let me know if you guys can see that. You see that out there. All right, cool. All right, so in the room, it's gonna be myself, Keisha's on live, Shanice's here, Katasha's bringing in the other supplies for the other students to make sure you have something to write with. So the first thing I want to cover is ACT, SAT testing. How many freshmen we have in here? Got any freshmen? One freshman. What about sophomores? Cool. What about seniors? All right. What about 8th graders? 9th graders? Oh Lord, 7th, 6th, 5th. Woo! All right. So we got middle school, we got high school in here, but don't be afraid because you're starting at a good start. So Les Brown says, don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. And Will Smith says, being realistic is the most common traveled road to mediocrity. So let's do this on today. If you have heard of the ACT, SAT, or ASVAB, raise your hand. Who has already taken the test? One of the three. No one. Who has already started practicing for the test? All right, cool. When did you start practicing?
I started practicing when I got home.
Oh, you did? Wow, that's phenomenal. So they were in the classes. Chelsea rubbed off on y'all, huh? They were in the class. So they can see. Can you see? Yeah. Okay. They were in the class last week, and so we covered ACT, SAT last week, and we actually So I'm going to show you. We're going to show you again. So let me just cover what they are. The ACT, SAT are a test that are standardized tests that you take to go to college or universities. Now, not all colleges and universities require you to have these test scores. However, the larger universities and colleges do. Based on your score is going to determine whether or not you have the opportunity for certain scholarships, maybe whether or not you have to be put in some type of prerequisite academic class. you need to go straight to advanced courses, right? Some people call it a weeding out mechanism. What I know them to do is based off the scores is how they're going to place you. So you want to start practicing for these tests early. The ASVAB has this, it's the same thing with the ASVAB. Based on your ASVAB scores, based on the test scores in certain categories, is whether or not you can actually jobs, right? All right, so let's go through some testing websites. So some of the it's going to be like a slight delay, so don't even worry about it. It's going to catch up with me. Some of the testing websites that are affiliated with practice exams are the ForTest. It's called fortest.com, and you can either do SAT, ACT, or the ASVAB practices, right? It's called 4 test, TESTS. So this is the website you can go to, and as you can see, you can study arithmetic reasoning, auto and shop information, electronics, general science, mathematic knowledge, mechanical comprehension, paragraph comprehension, word knowledge. So you have the opportunity to practice these exams over and over. What I found out when I was in Kosovo, I taught what's called the practice exam for people to increase their ASVAB scores so that they can get different jobs or they can move on to the officers branch or the warrant officers branch. And what I found out when teaching these tests is that most people understand they can't pass the test, they struggled with time. So you have to understand that these tests are time-based. So when you actually take the test or you're practicing, practice on time. And because you're alone, you're by yourself, you're not going to get graded from anyone. So just notice how long does it take you to answer certain questions. And then the more you practice, the better you become. Then you're able to actually complete an entire exam on time. Because now you don't have the anxiety. You're not taking the test for the first time. You've practiced along the way, right? And so those are some opportunities that that you have when you're preparing prior to. So those of you in middle school, you have lots of time to prepare for the test. Those are my seniors out there, you have a small window. So you probably have another 12 months before or 10 months before it's time for you to actually hit the college campus running, right? But you get three, I think you get 3 opportunities to test. So you'll be okay, right? So the next site is March to Success, march2success.com. With march2success.com, it's another website you can go and you can practice ACT, SAT, and the ASVAB. So depending on what I would do is I would practice on both sites. I would practice on ForTest, and then I'll practice on March to Success, because what'll happen is you'll start getting used to the way ForTest have their test design. Then you just need to switch it up and go to March to Success. And these websites are free. Really notice on the March to Success website, they even have information on admission, scholarships and financial aid. So there's multiple tools and sources out there for you to start practicing for exams. Now, so one of the #1 questions that is always asked is, hey, Miss Monica, where do I go to actually take the test? How do I find out about taking these tests? Where is it actually located? Who do I need to speak to? So everyone in the room should tell me they know who their guidance counselor is, or maybe they know of a guidance counselor. Either they met one when they was in middle school, or maybe now they know of the guidance counselor in high school. That's your first line. Secondly, if you have a smartphone or you have internet at home, you can Google search ACT, SAT, ASVAB testing in my area. Maybe you want to put a zip code, or you could put a city and state. That's fine as well. And I'm thinking you could take these tests up to 3 times, right? Now, when you get the results for your test, you want to make sure that you want an official copy and unofficial copy. The reason you want an official copy, because if your school did not receive your test results, they're going to want an official copy of those test results. If you don't get it prior to you prior to you leaving your high school, then you're going to have to find out who issued that test, locate them down, and then try to get that test results going. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you order it prior to leaving high school, where you have the resources and the opportunity to ask someone who is affiliated with that test at that time. If you do not, don't fear. I'm sure if you have a copy somewhere, they will have the address and location for you to identify your test scores. Same thing with ASVAB. Many people go out, they take the ASVAB, they want to enlist into the military. They never inquire about the ASVAB scores or check to see if the ASVAB scores are in their records until it's time to get promoted, or they want to jump ship and do another career field. Then they start looking for the ASVAB testing, where your first line will be your recruiters. If you don't have it on your files, everybody rely on the electronic system, and everything is electronic. However, sometimes some things get left through the cracks. If that is the case, then you want to make sure that you contact the recruiter so that they can give you another copy. It should be already included in your packet. If it's not included in your packet, then contact a recruiter that's nearest to you, and then you could get your ASVAB testing scores. So how important is these test scores is going to be based on whether or not you're looking for scholarships, what university or school you want to get into. Now listen, everybody want to go to college, but nobody checks to see if the college accepts the test scores that they've actually taken. So if you've already identified what school you want to go to, you need to find out what test results are they going to be looking for to decide whether or not you can actually enter into that college, right? So for example, I think in the South Carolina area, they are more familiar with SATs, right? In Louisiana, we took ACTs. So when I got ready to come for basketball scholarship, I only had my ACT test results. My ACT test results, because I did not take the SAT. However, because I was transferring from a junior college and I had graduated with the associate's degree, my associate's degree trumped my test results, right? So here are some other places where you can actually practice for that exam. You can actually download apps. So if you have a tablet, an iPhone, a Samsung, a notebook, you can download some apps. So here's some of the apps that you can download. There's ACT Up, like UP Up, right? There is SAT, or ACT Prep, ASVAB Pro, Allen Prep, which will have some ACT or SAT testing. You also have the it's called School O SCHO. Come on, yeah, just issuing. You bought one. I didn't tell you how many students. 4. All right, 4. My bad. Yes. Notebook stuff. I don't have an extra notebook. You got extra notebooks? You got extra notebooks? Oh, hold on, Tasha. Oh, you. Oh, the box over there. Hold on. All right. So, so these are some of the apps that you can download. So instead of playing, oh, okay. You got enough? Here. Oh, give me a second. Here, I got some pins in here. Cats into these 4. All right. And then here, take this one here. I need to make the copies. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Give me. I need. But what about the folders? You got some folders left, Chelsea? Folders? Make some copies of what's inside this folder. Yeah. All right. So instead of just playing games, you can actually use these apps to study as well. So maybe you're sitting around waiting for a doctor's appointment, you could pop up the app and you can study. So we got the forwardtest.com. You have March to Success that you can actually do on a desktop or a computer, or you can actually use an app. And so we also going to be issuing you these actual slides. So if anybody's out there who's live who actually want the slides, just inbox me and we can actually email you the slides as well. So as you can see, the testing is very important for your enrollment into college, right? So I'm gonna ask a quick question just to hear if you were listening. I think I said it, but I'm gonna ask anyway. So if you're applying for college, what are one of the tests that they look for you to have? SAT, good. And so what's the other one? And so which test do you take to go to the military? High five, y'all are all over it, right? All right, so let's talk about, let's cover the college first. So if you plan on going to college, you have to have money, right? All right, so here's a quote. You must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. Who knows that's a true statement? Why, Miss Shanisa? Give us a story. Go on up there and tell us why.
This quote by Les Brown is a quote that I live by. I'm an entrepreneur, and you may want to own your own business in whatever career field that you're in. You must be willing to do the things today others won't do. Stay up. There's no such thing as sleep for an entrepreneur until you get to the level where you want to be. So whatever other people aren't willing to do to work for what they want, that's what you have to do. The second part is, in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. Everybody got dreams. They got their dream house, their dream car, their dream vacation, their dream island that they're going to buy. That was my dream. And whatever, okay? You can have whatever you want if you put the work behind it. Some people are not going to ever get what it is that they dream of because they don't want to put in the work. So you must be willing to do the things today others won't do. And that starts now, and y'all ain't even too young to do it. Y'all know I got the vision boards going on. That's why you're doing them, okay? In order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. So when you get to where you want to be, and you got that stuff that you want, and you're doing like this, you can turn around and go, it's mine, I work for it, and call it a day.
High five, high five. So with that being said, you have to review your goals twice every day in order to focus on them, or focus on achieving them. So everyone has been given a notebook at some point, right? I'll give them some paper just because they didn't bring their notebook, so they can still be able to write and give a pen, right? Okay, yeah. All right. So in this particular notebook, because I feel like you're starting a journey of information, and something in here you may hear that you haven't heard before. This notebook should serve as a place where you could go and you could always refer back to either enhance your college plans, your military plans, your entrepreneurship, or your maybe tech. Maybe you want to be a truck driver. Maybe you want to be go ahead. Maybe you want to be phlebotomist or a CNA, all that great stuff. So whatever it is you want to do, maybe you want to just be a mother or a father. That's fine too, as long as you're generating some income from somewhere to sustain your family, right? Whatever you're doing, you want to make sure you write down goals. So at this time, I want you to just take probably about 1 minute, 60 seconds to write down one goal that you need to read twice a day to that you could focus on so that you can actually achieve them later on. Just one goal. 1 minute. Where's the button? All right. All right, cool. Make sure y'all out there in Cyberland write down at least one goal. One goal. All right, cool. So now that you have your goal, make sure it is your goal, you own it, and that by reading that goal at least twice every day will help you stay focused. All right, so let's talk about this money for schooling, right? Either you're searching for money for school, you're searching for money for your maybe a business that you want to start, maybe you want to be a career developer, so you want to get into nonprofit, or maybe you just need money to survive. The first place we're gonna start is with scholarship funds. How many people already have a scholarship? How many people have already applied for a scholarship? Have identified some funding sources that can help pay for school. All right, cool. That works for me as well. All right, so I'm going to share with you some scholarships at this time. And as I stated, Katasha is making copies. Katasha's making copies of all these different scholarships so that you can actually have. But I'm going to share with you verbally until she actually brings them back. The first scholarship, remember I said I was retired military, so I'm a part of the Disabled American Veterans. And with the Disabled American Veterans, we have a scholarship called the Jesse Brown Memorial Youth Scholarship. Jesse Brown Memorial Youth Scholarship. And with that scholarship is a brief description of it is we offer $20,000 to any student under the age of 21 years old who volunteers a minimum of 100 hours of volunteer time for any VA hospital or VA medical center. So all of you guys are in Columbia, South Carolina, or near Columbia, South Carolina, and over to my left, probably about 100 feet up the road, is the VA hospital. So you have the opportunity to go to the VA hospital, go see someone in the volunteer section, tell them you would like to be a volunteer for the VA, and you will start to, and you can set your own time in when you can come in and volunteer, whatever sections they have available for you to volunteer, and then you have the opportunity to be eligible to apply for the scholarship. So this weekend, as a matter of fact, today, they started the National Convention for Disabled American Veterans. And some lucky person across the U.S. who submitted their package and applied for the scholarship has the opportunity to win a $20,000, $15,000, $10,000, $7,500, $5,000 scholarship. So in 2016, Shane Matthew won. He had I think he spent 4 years volunteering for the VA Medical Center in Miami, and he accumulated 669 hours. And so they gave him last year $20,000. And guess what? Believe it or not, he was the only person that applied. Right? I was looking like that too, like, what in the world? Out of the entire United States, only one person applied. And guess what? In 2015, his sister was the only one that applied. That means is that we have to do better with getting information out so that our young people can get this information. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the U.S., and you do not have to be a dependent of a veteran. But you do have to volunteer at the VA hospital in order to be eligible for this information. You got section. Yeah. Then we have the American Legion. So the American Legion has 6 scholarships available. Same rule applies. You don't have to be a dependent of a vet, and this is the point of contact. And I'm going to make sure that you guys get this information, so if you don't write something down now, you'll have it available for you later. All right? These are all opportunities. Then American Legion has an auxiliary. All of our veteran organizations, we have Decide for the Vets, and then auxiliary is usually a spouse or family member of a veteran, right? So the American Legion will consist of all the veterans, and then this scholarship section here falls under the auxiliary side. And so here are some more scholarship opportunities, right, available for you, and the point of contacts are there as well. So I'm probably going to share about 8 to 9 scholarships, and all of these are going to be veteran, but I'm also going to go online and show you some more as well, right? And the ones I show you online is going to be in reference to your actual career field and what you're interested in. These are general scholarships. Then we also have AMVET. Now this particular scholarship, is for one high school student, and you have to be a veteran and ROTC, junior ROTC high school senior. So This particular one is not open for everybody. Right. We also have coming up, we have scholarships for military children only. And that particular scholarship, those particular scholarships will be the Defense Commissary Agency. Let me know if you can see this on video. Let me know if you can see the slides. If not, I'll move the thing up. And then you also have Fisher House Foundation scholarships for children, right? And for this one, of course, you have to be either you have to be a dependent of an active duty reserve guard or retired military personnel. And then we have our VFW. The VFW is not specific, very dependent, so you can also apply, and they have 3 scholarships that are available, and that one's about to pop up in a second. I can't see the screen. I mean, can't see the screen. Oh, I'll bring this closer. I'll make an angle right there. Good chest. Don't make it. Hand them out to those. All right. So move it up closer so they can see this. All right. Then we have, and believe it or not, these scholarships, when you actually go online and you pull the applications, man, most of them are just some 250 to 500 word essay. So what I would encourage you to do is start working on your essay or what you would like to actually say in the essay. So most students don't know the power of using that Google. If you go to Google and type in sample essays for scholarships, don't copy the information. What's wrong? Turn it the other way. Turn the tripod the other way, and then clamp it in. Don't copy the exact essay, but it gives you an idea of how you should actually write your essay. Okay. So here's another one, Ladies Auxiliary, VFW. Remember I said for every veteran side, there's a support side. You stopped the live stream. Just post that one, and then start a new one. All right. Just start it, yeah. But put it on the thing, and you should just put it on there and start it. Ooh, I know probably about 100 something watching. They'll pick it back up. All right. So then we also have, so I want to make sure everybody taking advantage of these opportunities or these different scholarships that are available and that you apply. Just a quick story. In my high school, 2016 graduates in Opelousas, Louisiana, in my, I'm from, what happened? What? All right, y'all. Okay. They had, I think it was over $6 million in scholarships of students, and I think it was about 12 students, maybe 15 students. $6 million, over $6 million worth of scholarships. One student had $2.1 million by himself. So that meant he applied for almost every scholarship opportunity out there. That's all he did, was just actually went out and applied for scholarships. See what I'm saying? So it's not unattainable. And I'm from a small town. My town is probably about the size of Orangeburg. So this is not even a city like Columbia where you have graduating classes of 400 students. My graduating class, I think, was like 176 or so, if that. So you're talking about having an opportunity to apply for scholarships. So what I would do if I was you, I would not take advantage of the fact that the scholarship is available and thinking that somebody else or too many people, or it's available for everybody across the world, so everybody must be applying. Who you run across and they say the scholarships are available and the students aren't applying. I can give you another example before we go into the online searches is if you know anybody who is a Mason, they have a scholarship fund, Easter Star Scholarship Fund. Any of your fraternities or sororities, you have family members, scholarship funds. Association, I'll talk about after this. Those are all opportunities. Also, if you've already applied for college, which I would not wait, I'll apply as many schools as possible to see where you're going to get in, those that you're interested in. And then I will contact the financial aid with my unofficial transcript as well as an official transcript. And I will ask them what funding opportunities are available at the school for me. This means once you get accepted into college, the financial aid office. When you contact the financial aid office, you let them know you've already applied, meaning they probably already have your grades, but if they need another copy, because I'm telling you what happens when you go to school, do not assume that you've already sent something to them and that they're going to have it ready available. That's not how we operate in the real world. Might be operating with mommy and daddy, but that's not how you operate in the real world. Wherever you go, make sure, and I don't have it on this slide, but I'm going to show you the items that you need to have. Make sure that when you call financial aid, you got that transcript ready to email at that time. Because they're going to say, well, what your grades are. Hold on a second. You have your email up? Can I email it to you real quick? Boom. You could let them know I have a 3.2. I have a 3.6. Maybe you have a 4.0. Maybe you have a 2.5. Maybe you have a 2.0. Don't discount yourself because there may be opportunities regardless of what your GPA is. But if you wait until you arrive August the 9th, August the 10th, August 20th, whatever you get on campus, and then you have to go and register and you have to see financial aid and they tell you you have a $9,000 balance and you have to have that balance paid by October the 31st, you're going to be looking crazy. Because you're going to call home. You already know your parents, if you had 9 G's, you wouldn't be calling home, right? So you want to know, make sure you're maximizing your funding at that time. So let's talk about online searches, college searches. So who's familiar with Eric Thomas? Who knows who Eric Thomas is? If you having a tough time in life and you need some motivation, you get on YouTube and you put in ET or you put in Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas says real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. Some of you just want to score. You don't like the process. You're in love with the process. A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he's putting in work. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. You have to put in work. When nobody's watching, you got to put in work. When you have just a little bit of time and you have a little bit of Wi-Fi access, instead of texting your homegirl or your homeboy or your boo or your bae, instead of doing all that texting to them, how about you just get online and apply for a scholarship? Apply for one a week. If you're still in high school or you're in middle school, apply for one a week. Apply for one a month. If you're a senior, you need to be applying for one a day. You won't have no time, my senior. You don't think I forgot about you. I remember our conversation, right? Roger Grace also says, do this until you get it right. Practice until you get it wrong. So guess what? If you ain't never gotten that wrong yet, you better keep on driving, keep on striving, keep doing it, keep doing it. That means you're on to something, you're doing great, right? We have a saying in my econ, which is a personal financial success company. We have a saying that says, we practice to get paid, we play the game for free. We practice to get paid, we play the game for free. So right now, I'm practicing on y'all. So guess what? I'm getting what? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better know it. I'm gonna get y'all there. All right. Oh, I thought I had missed this slide. In 6 things you will find yourself pulling out probably almost for the rest of your life, especially if you plan on going to college. Right? Here they are. Write them down. Take a picture. I promise you, if you leave high school, this is if you go to college, if you get a job, if you go to the military, if you own a business. Most people don't think that this information comes in handy. I'm gonna go through each one. I'm gonna tell you which one you need, when, where, and why. First off, unofficial transcript. You're gonna need this for school. You're gonna need this for college or military. Always. In many cases, you may need it from an entrepreneur perspective, because once you start getting into business, you start expanding business, you try to do business with the government or some corporate office, they ask you things like, what skills do you have or you've obtained over the years that authorizes you to run this business? And these unofficial transcripts will have proof that you've actually taken some type of training or was in some or achieved some type of degree, certifications, or license that authorize you to run that business. These unofficial transcripts will let a college know where you stand as far as academic perspective. In the military, everybody runs to the military because they don't want to go to college. But guess what? If you want to make rank in the military, guess how many college hours you need? 100. That's right, baby. I know you look at, I was saying that especially for you. Because everybody run the military. Guess what? We gonna promote you. Remember, I cover all my bases. I done been a cop. You know what? Let me tell you why I went to boat. Because I got some smart little cousins, right? They always think they know everything. You can't tell me nothing if you ain't never been. If you ain't never been through it, you can't tell me nothing. Okay. I had to make sure I covered all my bases because I got tired of them saying that to my family members. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to the Army. And I'm gonna go get a job. I'm gonna work for the state, the feds, and private industry. So now, when I come on Sunday, they be like, "Oh, Mo thinks she know everything." They don't tell me that, but I be trying to help them, like I'm doing to you guys right now. So I'm telling you right now, if you walk away from your high school, let me tell you, when you graduate, they're not gonna give you your high school diploma. They're not gonna give you your transcripts. You're gonna have a nice little cute note in there that says congratulations. Which means before you get too excited of your last day of school as a senior, you need to march yourself to the counselor's office and get a copy of your unofficial transcript. If you've already completed your school and you can get an official copy, that would be even better. What's the difference between the two, Mo? An official copy of transcript is one that is in an envelope and it is sealed. An unofficial means that you can actually see the grades. You can see your name, you can see everything about you in there. You need both. I would get at least 2 or 3 officials, and don't worry, they're gonna charge you by $2, $3. Don't even worry about it. Don't take some of your graduation funding, pay for it. And then your unofficial transcript, they're just gonna print it off the copy, right? You need it. But when you get to school, guess what? They're gonna say, "Oh, Aisha, I didn't get a copy of your transcript, your official transcript." Now, mind you, you all the way at the University of Georgia, right? Maybe you at FAMU. I don't know. Maybe you went to Southern, down in Louisiana. And you're going to say, "Well, I don't have a copy with me." You'll call home. "Mama, I need a copy of my transcript. They tell me I can't go to class until I get a copy of my transcript." And your mama going to say, "Huh? What's that? Where did I go to get that?" Who's going to tell her, Maisha? Where's she going to go get your transcript from? Damn, where's that? I need some snacks up in here. Let me give out some prizes. Y'all is all over. You're gonna go get it from the guidance counselor, or you're gonna go to the high school at admissions, and someone in records will be able to give it to her, or she'll be able to pay for it. Now, some schools have gotten high speed. They have you where you can hit that button. Garfield is trying to call. Not the red one. Look, one of the top left. To the bottom, left, over above the red, pick right there, and then just hit remind me. Yeah, right there. They're going to yeah, all that good stuff because I forgot. All right, the next item on the list is a resume. You need a resume. If you are a student, even if you have not worked for an actual wage, you have done something that warrants for you to put on a resume. So if you're in sports, you could put you know, your affiliations with the sports teams. You can also put, if you've let's say so we have 4 students came in with the chaperone, right? maybe mama, aunt, cousin, maybe you later, or mom and aunt, right? So they came in with their mom and aunt, right? So maybe she gets to do some chores around the house, maybe helping with some administrative stuff every now and then. Guess what? That is work experience. You would write that down, right? You also put your school information. You would also put testing information if you already had it. You would also put volunteer. Now let me tell you why. I was in December 2015. I was in Louisville, Kentucky, at a college event, and there was an HR director. She was doing some hiring. She actually came there to hire some students. We only had 2 in the audience, right? Most were already working adults. And she made this comment. She said, listen, on your when you submit a resume to go to get a job or to be employed or start a new career, if you have if you're affiliated with any associations, maybe you're on a sports team, anything of that matter, guess what? Put that on your resume, because that tells an employer that you have the ability to work with other people. That tells them you don't mind working as a group. You may understand group leadership, right? So I always use that point to use as an example. References. These are references that are important. Teachers, guidance counselors, attorneys, doctors, principals, career affiliated associates. Why? Because they will put their letters on letterheads. Those letterheads will let someone know that these are creditable individuals. It doesn't mean that you can't get a reference letter from auntie or uncle or cousin. Just make sure if they give you a reference letter that they put it on a letterhead. So if they work somewhere, maybe they own their own business, you want to make sure it's on the letterhead. Those are credible references. You're going to need references if you're applying for scholarships. You're going to need references if you're applying for financial aid. And you're trying to prove some type of financial status. Trust me, don't go in there without them. They will turn you around. It better not be handwritten. It better be typed and signed, right? Your financial aid will be held up if you do not have it. You will need references if you start a business references or financial references, right? SAT, we already talked about ACT, SAT. If you are a college student and you're going off to graduate school, then the GMAT and the GRE is applicable to you. How many 16 years old and older? I mean, you're 16 now, or you may be older. You need an ID card. You need an ID card, a state ID card. Do not get caught out of your area without an ID card. Trust me, they will detain you because you cannot prove that you are a citizen. Once you become age of 16, in some cases 15, you have to have an ID card, right? If you're not there yet, remember that. Do not go to college. Do not go to the military without a state or federal type of identification card. You get it from the DMV, your local DMV office. FAFSA, the financial aid website. Who's familiar with financial aid? The FAFSA website, you've already applied. Okay, so financial aid used to become open in January of the year, but now it's starting to open in October 1st. So guess what? From October 1st, you need to start filling out your FAFSA, because the money goes according to first come, first served. Everybody thinks that the Pell Grant is going to pay for everything. It's not. Be prepared, y'all. Unless you're going to stay at home and you're going to just take 2 or 3 classes, you may have an opportunity. However, if you plan on going to college and staying on campus, your financial aid is not enough. The whole grant and financial aid is not enough. You guys got to start preparing now. All right. So if you're interested, so what matters the most when you're searching and looking for college? These are some of the ideas. Madison is going to switch in a second, right? So we like to run around. We say, get you a team to 2017. Who has a team? Who rolling with a team? I know y'all see the gold shirts. We always rolling deep, right? Who else rolling as a team? Come on, you cousins, you better be rolling as a team. Let me tell you, if you ain't rolling as a team now, I promise you, in 4 years from now, when y'all get out of school, you're going to wish you had affiliated yourself with somebody. You're going to wish you had started as cousins, coming up with a business plan together, drafting it up, Because school, what's gonna happen? You gonna go to school, not everybody. You gonna go to school, you gonna get your degree, you gonna walk across the stage, you're not gonna have no job, you're gonna have to return home to mama. It's gonna last for June, July, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel cool about it because you like, it's the summer, I got time. Nobody's gonna mess with me. They too excited that I graduated from college or whatnot. Or you're gonna join the army, you're gonna spend 4 years, somebody gonna make you mad, and you're gonna come out, and you're gonna be chilling for about 2 months, and in the 3rd month, somebody gonna tell you you need a job. Right? Now that team that I'm telling you about, you might want to start getting together now, because old girl or old boy or Miss such and such might be your key to success, right? So you gotta start ranking what matters to you the most right now. Relationships. Don't break relationships. Research the colleges that fit your criteria. It's cool to want to be a Gamecock. It's cool to want to be a Clemson Tiger. Guess what? They may not have what you're looking for. They may not have no money for you either. I had the opportunity to go to Southern Grambling, right? Guess what? The scholarship opportunity was like half. The junior college offered me the full ride. Guess where I went? To Kansas. on the full ride. Everyone's like, why would you go to junior college? You got skills. You can play basketball at the university. They ain't paying for my school. I'm not going. 21 years ago. Y'all might have a different story. But Mo didn't get no student loans either. My school was paid for. Need you to research the college that fits your criteria. Consider your major or degree program. All right. Let's put a pin in this one right here. What? Y'all already told me y'all degrees. Y'all got some good ones. Engineers, medical. You might make some money. Make sure whatever, if you plan on, let me say it this way. If you plan on getting a job after college, make sure that people are hiring in that field. You can't decide that you wanna major in you wanna be a veterinarian, but you wanna move to Asheville. Is there any veterinary hospitals in Asheville? So you might have to start your own business, right? Make sure there's some animals. Because ain't nobody gonna pay for it. You got no business. It's funny, y'all, but I'm telling you, do this all the time. They major in things that nobody's hiring, and then you get a degree and they say, I can't find a job. My college failed me. No, you failed me. Right? Review the college list. I showed you the whole map for this. Colleges all over, and explore the cost. And explore the cost should have been first. Trust me, it costs to go to school a lot. By the time you guys go, it's going to cost much more. Right? We're not going to go through the resumes. I want to do, let me see something here. I want to get here to the vision board. So next thing I want to show you guys a vision board. So who all in here have done a vision board before? Good. Let me ask you, because I'm really particular about this one. When you did your vision board, was it all on things that you just desire, that you just want?
No.
No? Oh, you don't count. Y'all have Miss Shanisa. Oh, let her tell you? Okay, come on, tell us about your vision board. But you gotta speak loud now. You can't talk like a mouse. Talk about their vision board. They gotta speak up though. Go stand up. Let's tell us about your vision board. I wish y'all had brought them here with you. Oh. Tell us about, yeah, you talking to everybody. Don't worry about the camera.
My vision board is about my view. My view is me, and sometimes people put bathrooms before themselves. So for mine, I want to be in the Air Force. So what I did, I was going to high school to pick one of the schools I want to go to. Then for my college, I picked one of the colleges in South Carolina. And then afterwards, I wanted Air Force didn't work, I wanted to be a chef and I wanted to make my own drinks. Then afterwards, I would like to be a line manager.
What? Tanisha done rubbed off on you down there. That don't make no sense. Oh, that girl, you is so fired. A line dancer. Okay, who else wants to talk about their vision board? You got some little mini-me's running around. Come on, my Aisha. Just a little doctor.
My vision board was about that. I was a dancer and a cardiologist, and I want that to happen because in my future, I want to get paid to be amazing. Like I want to set up a plan to what I'm going to do in my future. So that's why I do that.
Phenomenal. We got one more vision board. Check y'all out.
Well, my vision board, I wanted to be a singer, so I was going to plan out after college. I would get everything together and take singing lessons and stuff, so I can own my own company. Not that, but yeah.
Phenomenal. Anybody over here? Didn't someone over here say they had a vision board? They done one? You want to talk about your vision board? No? What? We like hearing stories. It's fine. The quote says, life has no limits except the ones you make. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Right? So these two vision boards that we have on the board was done by Lakeisha Lau. She was here the first part of the summer at summer camp as a counselor. And Devontae Lewis, he's around here somewhere in the building, but I was going to have him talk about his vision board, but he's a college student at Voorhees College right now. So vision boards are important, but I'm going to show you a template that I love to share, which is called a career vision board. So I want you to take a piece of paper out because you're going to write, I want you to be able to draft a vision board that actually is designed in this manner. And this particular vision board manner is about your career. So a lot of times when we put our vision boards together, it's all about tangible items or luxury things that we want. And that is cool because we want to keep our eyes on the things that will make us happy all the time: cars, houses, husbands, wives, jewelry, clothes, all of such, right? But we forget that we also have to keep our focus on our careers, especially if we're transitioning out of high school. Uh-oh, it's my charger. Right? So that means that because that's my charger. Plug this in, Chelsea. Yeah. So that means that on this particular vision board, earlier when we very first started the session, I asked, did anyone have a mentor or a coach? I'm very passionate about that. And the reason is because if you don't have someone to talk to, if you don't have someone that you can actually go to about this information, it's going to be very difficult for you. You're going to find yourself, you're going to get anxiety, you might get lonely, you might get depressed while you're in school or going through your transition or whatnot. What happened? And so having a coach or mentor is very important. Now let me tell you the difference between the two. That's why you might need both. A coach is someone who's focused. They focus on concrete issues and managing more effectively, speaking more articulately, and learning how to think strategically. So that person is constantly straight and direct with you in reference to your career field. A mentor normally they seeks to provide a safe environment where the mentee share whatever issues that affect his or her professional and personal success. So that person is a little bit more compassionate. they're normally the person that you could say, oh, I got something on my mind. I want you to talk. You want to talk to you about it? Or can you tell me some words of encouragement or whatnot, right? Then we have unassociations. These are two in particular, but not limited. If you want to be an engineer, National Society of Black Engineers, they are actually the regional, for this region, Regional 2 is located in the Orangeburg area. If you are in school right now, it's only $5 a year for you to join membership with that association. National Black Nurses Association. If you want to be anything in the medical field, nursing, that's an association for you to look up. Yep, you need to write that one down. You guys need to join membership, because if your students right now might be free, they also have volunteer opportunities and scholarship opportunities, and you could get your mentor, your career mentor from there as well. They're not expensive for you to attend. Another association I'm a part of here in Columbia, National Association of Black Accountants. We have a meeting tonight. We have a conference for the students in September. That's another association. If you're an accounting major, finance major, or any related fields, you want to join. So if your association that I did not mention, then all you have to do is go online and search. You can search just the National Association of that particular career, or you can search it from a Black perspective. It is your choice. I'm Black, so these are the ones I promote. Then we have nonprofit. If your short-term and long-term goals. So earlier I had you write down one goal to keep you focused on and you can read. I want you to write down one more. But this particular goal is going to be to start a business. So what business would you like to start? Someday. If it's not out of high school, someday. The reason is because I need you to think entrepreneurship. A career or a job may not sustain you or may not give you the finances or wealth that you might desire or you look for. So you want to make sure that you have some type of aspiration someday to own your own. So one of those, the second goal needs to be if you want to start a business or a not-for-profit organization. And so along the way, you can actually work on that actual plan. Or sometime in life you can walk through it. And then the last would be funding opportunities for either college, starting a business, or just in general upkeep. And in the very middle of the board you would put what it is you're studying. So maybe you can go through some magazines and you could find some things that represent that. And then, or if you just need to work on it a little longer, one side of your vision board would be personal and social things. The second side of your vision board should be your career. What are you focused on? If you don't begin to write things down now, jot it down now, guess what's going to happen? Time is going to pass you by whether you do it or not. So if you got 1 year to graduate, 3 years, 6 years, you can go through high school or middle school or college and you never write anything down. You try to hold it in your head, think you're going to remember to do it later. You're going to find yourself by yourself. You're going to be back at mama's house. Mama going to be fussing. You need to get a job. No, you can't borrow my car. When you going to put some gas? You didn't even wash it. Oh my goodness. You ain't going to be like, you got to pay rent. You done ran up the light and water bill. You're going to be mad. Mama, give me a break. I don't know. Right? Right. So with that business plan goal, the next slide, you're going to be able to see how to organize your business. And then you get the, I think Ms. Qatar, I hope she gave y'all a couple of slides, but if not, these going to be the categories for organizing and actually managing a business. It's going to flip in a second. So you would write down on the left side of the screen, you'll see you got your vision, your objectives, goals, the geographical area. That means where you want your business to be located. The number of people that you want to service, age group, the gender, ethnicity, and of course you will come up with your program manager profile, which would probably be you. And then on the right side is just a list of items that you need to just kind of have in a business. Was this slides in that packet that you gave me? Okay, cool. So it's in your slides. And then I can email the supervisors to make sure that you could get this. If the slides is not large enough, then I'll email it to you guys and you can have it for later. And so our quote says, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you will still be amongst the stars. Think about it. Shoot for the moon, woo, all the way up. And then it stars, right? You're fired. She looking at me like, what? You can't be a doctor like that now. All right, so at this time, what time is it? Okay, cool. I'm right on point. So I want to give you guys a snack and a drink really quick, and then take about 5 or 10 minutes break so you can get something to drink, eat, snack on, go to the restroom. I need to switch out my slides real quick, and then that will be ending of the slides. And then we're gonna do some questions and answering, and I'm gonna go to the website. Let me switch out this slide. Did you give them an I-9 or W-4? Was that in the packet? And then I'm just going to talk about the forms that you need when you get employment. So help her get some snacks. Oh, Chelsea over here taking the ACT. Well, I tell you, this a nerd. All right, let me switch out my screen real quick. Yo, line up, get a snack. She's so fired. Yeah, you got her? I'm about to print it. All right, so stand by real quick. I'm gonna get out. So right now, what I'm doing is pulling out the I-9s and W-4s to give to the students. Give me a minute. I'm almost back. Oh, check you up. You want to see what you're going to score? It's simple. You should put it up and let me try to do it. Right now? Yeah. How long is it? It's pretty long. Let's see. We're going to do that next time. Can we pull it up right now? All right. I'm on. Yeah. Tasha, give me a phone. Let's see what that right here. Look inside the door. I think it's one in the white pack. All right. So I'm just transitioning a little bit, and as I transition, I have Janisa. While we transition a little bit, I'll have Janisa just talk a little bit about no, I want you to yeah, go ahead. You got 5 minutes to take a restroom break. I had it in my head. Let me think of it. Oh, financial aid. And if you don't have enough financial aid, how you get rid of it? Student loans, if you get student loans, what does that mean? How does it fit your livelihood? So Charlie's gonna talk a little bit. I have the financial aid website up. And so the financial aid is very important. It's one that gets missed by a lot of students as well as parents because of the forms that they actually have to fill out. But the reason this particular process is important because you need to know if you don't have enough money for college, what life after college is going to be like.
Okay. Yes, I have student loans that I am paying back. Now, mind you, I started school late. I went back to school when I was 32. And I have undergraduate student loans. I have graduate student loans. I have postgraduate student loans, all the way up to working on that PhD student loans. So it's no joke. If you're not able to pay them back, like right when you get out of school, they said, cool, you got 6 months before you have to start paying them back. You just chilling, you know. Monica said when you pick your major, make sure you're picking a major that you can actually get a job out of college. Because if you're just generic or you pick something that, oh, I just really like botany. If you don't have a job going at the Smithsonian, you're really not going to use that botany degree. When that 6 months hit, you'll be like, oh, Jesus, how do you work? I'm only making $28,000 a year, $30,000 a year. And you got student loans that's like $70,000. And you're like, some don't match. Okay? What's life like having student loans? You know that car you always wanted. And you're hanging on it. It's not gonna happen right then. It could eventually happen. It's not gonna happen right away. You know, they will come for that money. They will garnish your wages. Meaning they're gonna get their money out of your paycheck before you get your paycheck. So you're expecting to bring home $3,000 to $4,000 a week, and you bring home $200-$300 a week. You're like, where's my money? Well, besides what the sale taking the taxes, that student loan money hit too. So be very careful with that. Try your best to find scholarships. Try to pay as much of your college education with scholarships. Those you don't have to pay back. Now, even that Pell Grant, it has grant on it, you don't have to pay it back, but it's not enough. It might cover one semester of staying in the dorms, or it might cover a semester of books. That's not it. Okay? So try your best not to get as many student loans. Student loans. Don't pile them up. Look for scholarships, especially when you're undergrad. You know, try to get all of that paid for. Even when you go to graduate school, like if you're a master's degree or something like that, they still have scholarships. And I, for the life of me, right now, I can't remember what website that is.
What?
The one for scholarships.
Oh, you got FAST. I'm about to bring it up.
It's not the FAST one. It's another one.
No, FAST.
It wasn't even that one. It was another one that I can't remember. When I remember what it is, I'll make sure.
I'm about to bring them up right now.
Put it on there. That scholarship, that website offers scholarships for everything. Okay? And when I say everything, if you're black, if you're female, if you're woman, if your father worked somewhere, if your mama worked somewhere, you know, if you claim an Indian, they can prove that 1/10 in your blood, they got that too. I mean, everything. Any job someone in your family held, well, you know, plus the ones for whatever field that you're going into. But they have everything. My point is scholarship, scholarship, scholarship. Because you don't want to be my age at some years old and you still paying back student loans, because I always said my grandchildren will be paying my student loans after I'm long gone. You don't want that. You don't want that. So match them. I know someone who knows someone who knows someone who gets your payout. But any questions about student loans? And cool. I'm trying to get mine paid off. I didn't know. We keep them in the house.
Tasha,
As long as they don't go.
so talk about transfer from school to school. A lot of students like to go to college, they enroll, they thought they wanted to go to USC, they wanted to be a Gamecock, woo, yes. And then they get there, after the first year, they say, I don't want to go here no more. I think I want to transfer to Florida University. Talk about transferring, Katasha. What does transferring do to you?
Well,
Pull your shirt down. In the back. Thank you.
first of all, let me say this. Transferring can be a good thing. Transferring can also be a big headache, especially when it comes to grades, credits, and money. Let me start with your grades. If you do not have a certain GPA in classes, then that credit is not going to transfer. So let's say you made a low C in your English class. You transfer from Duke to Harvard. Harvard is not going to accept that C again. So if you get there and you realize halfway through the semester that you know you're not going to do it, you're not going to be there long, make sure you make the best grades that you can. That's what you want to strive for. Another reason why is when you get ready to transfer, make sure that you have all of your financial aid in order. And when I say that is because I got lucky enough, my father was in the military. So I benefited from his VA money. And if you have any parent or guardians that are in the Army, they get, trust me, they have some VA money. If they're not using it, tell them you need it. Because that's money that you don't have to pay back. But you want to make sure that you have all of that stuff lined up, because I think now, if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 different sets of VA funding available. I fell under the GI Bill, but I think there's one called the 9/11.
Yeah, let me fix you right there. Hold on. Put a
Okay.
plug in there. There's a huge change.
Gotcha.
If your parents came out, you know, right? If your parent or your guardian, legal guardian, did not go to Iraq or Afghanistan after 9/11, meaning September 1st, 2011, then they are not, if they did not go to any of those war zones, they are not eligible for the 911. They're only eligible for the Montgomery GI Bill. And right now, the Montgomery GI Bill cannot be transferred anymore to the child.
Wow.
Only the veteran can use it. So if your parents did go to the combat zone, they're eligible to transition their GI Bill to a 911. And then as 911, they can transfer that to a dependent. Big changes. Whole nother session.
So
Scratch that.
don't scratch that.
Unless your parent was in anyone Iraq or Afghanistan, like I did.
If you find yourself eligible for the 9/11 911 fund, as they call it, make sure that you let them know when you're doing your financial aid upon your transfer. And the reason why I say that is because I went to Coastal Carolina University, and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try out the HBU, and you know, I was just sick of the Coastal for a minute, so I went to Voorhees College. Well, they did all my stuff, and I did tell them, hey, you know, I did VA at Coastal, and they said, well, we'll get into it, but we're gonna award you all this money. Got a refund check and everything. Went to the bookstore and loaded up on all my books, and I didn't worry about nothing. I had a little extra money thrown in the bank. So then my VA check started coming in. And the first one was the backlog from the months that I hadn't gotten it, which was a nice check. And when y'all see dollar signs on it, you know, we young, we like these things, I'm in talk about it. So of course, you know, my feet and my head look nice because I had hats and shoes. Just saying. I have a little brother who's in his room. Go tell my mom up too. You know, everybody gonna be like, oh, can I have $2? Excuse me. So what I'm saying is, when I got that money, all of a sudden, Voorhees told me, you owe us some money. And I said, for what? And they said, because we took back some of your financial aid.
Sure did.
$900 worth of financial aid we took back. And I said, well, why? And they said, because you're getting VA. So that VA money is supposed to be for you to pay for school. So we cut your financial aid, and now you owe us this money. And I was like, y'all kidding me? No, I don't know nothing. Because y'all told me such and such and such. Legally, they were within their rights. So guess what happened when I left Roy East College, which was a different set of financial aid and a different loan than what I had at Coastal. When I went to get my taxes back a couple of years ago, guess who snatched up that $900?
So do.
Roy East College. $988.78 to be exact. And guess who's looking forward to getting that $988.78 on their taxes back? So it will catch up with you. Even if it's not immediately, it will come back on you. They will garnish your wages, like they said. So make sure when you're transferring